Hey everybody. Man, I've been having fun for the past few days trying to figure out Excel. I haven't used Excel in quite some time. It's been a couple decades. 10 years. It's been about 10 years. But Excel is a lot like programming, and I haven't done any programming for a while. But it's a lot of fun to crunch the numbers and be a nerd because the numbers are telling me a story. The first time that I ran with this new dispatcher, it was on. It was from the 19th of March through the 28th of March, and that was a total. That was a total of 10 days. And that from that run, you see the gross sales and expenses, and the amount that I came out with, and that's after all expenses. We have a profit of about 6%. We ran almost 2,000 miles. It was about $312 a day. $1.60 per mile. What this helps me to do is to actually figure out, and that number includes my salary. So when I'm looking at my profit of 6%, my salary is already paid. So what this helps me do is very interested in seeing how this latest run would come out. So the last video showed you from the 1st of April through the 8th of April. And I realized, hey Jordan, hey buddy, remember I was asking you about Excel? I figured it out. And I don't know. I just went one step at a time and I kind of figured it out. So what I was interested in doing was comparing that first run from the 19th through the 28th to the second run, which was the 1st through the 8th. I shared those numbers on Facebook Live, but that run wasn't complete. I was basically halfway through it. Yeah, I figured it out, son. So, what's up, Ryan? So in that second run, we did a lot better. You see our profit margin is bigger, and the miles that we ran were more. But remember what I did was my dispatcher I asked him to run me through the weekend, and that's exactly what he did, because it allowed us to make more miles without the time pressure. And the rate was higher, ended up increasing our rate. It just did wonders. I mean, we did more miles, more money, a better profit percentage, and let's see that rate per day. Yeah. So, I mean, that's the number that we're really interested in. So even though we sat, I did sit for 34 hours to make sure that I got that reset in. But that's the ELD, and you can't really do anything about that. Look at the fuel costs between those two runs. So the first through the 13th of April, and then the 19th and the 28th at the top. Look at the difference in fuel. So if you don't spend fuel, that's what this is telling me. You have to spend fuel in order to make money. You got to spend it to get it. You see the gross sales? The difference in gross sales? What's up, Sean? If you don't spend the money in fuel, you're not going anywhere. You're not moving. So if you're not moving, you're not making money. And then that's just, so what I did was I prorated the truck and the insurance. Insurance is already paid for the year, so there's nothing to pay for actually. So even though I said my expenses were XYZ, that's basically money that money's already paid. There's no actual insurance money coming out. In other words, I mean, I could pay myself back. Essentially, I could put that money back into my checking account because I borrowed it from myself to run this year. So let's total all these up. If we scroll over to the side, maybe I'll do an Excel. How I did this was pretty cool. I couldn't actually figure out how to tally up everything, but once I thought about it for a little bit, it actually just, it made sense. So that's where we're sitting with after 24 days. So we've got 24 days of running on the road, and this is where we are, almost at $10,000 gross sales. And then minus our expenses, you see what's left, and then our profit is 12%. And again, those expenses include my salary of I didn't actually total it here, but if we scroll over here, so it's 974 plus 1600. It's like 2575, something like that. So in those expenses, in that number is my salary, and I'm not going to pay myself a salary. So we're good there. What I was also interested in was the rate. $2 a mile is a good target. We didn't get there, and we still came out with a 12% profit after all expenses. And one thing I didn't do from last time, and I had to quickly add it in, was the dispatcher fees. So from that first run, I paid dispatch $312, and this time I paid him $625. So that ate into my profit. I had a profit of about 22%, and I was like, man, doesn't look right. And so when I went back and figured it out, that's what it was. So we're still good. Dispatch made all of this possible, and I'm thankful for it. So next steps, I was thinking about an expansion, but it's best to know what the state of the business is. And now, with that information, I know now, and Dispatch knows. Dispatch is watching this. He's a friend of mine on Facebook. So he can watch this. I know I haven't introduced him yet. See money. We always want to know what's the best mix of miles, time, weight, and rates. Between those 4 variables, I think we have a good feel, and that was the first time we went out, the second time we went out. We're improving. We have a good feel now for what's what. And then, you remember, we've had some issues. We had the tail light go out. In this one, we had some deadhead that shouldn't have been there. We had about 100 and I counted 113 miles of deadhead. Casey had 133 miles of deadhead. So we would have been like 2%, 1 or 2% deadhead, that's insane. Y'all remember those loads that were going in the same direction from Texas through Oklahoma? That right there, that efficiency is what allows this. It allows you to run really, really, very, very efficiently. When everything's running in the same direction, it's easy to make a lot of money quickly and without spending a lot of fuel. So that's where we are for now. We're going to try to repeat that. I don't know if I want to go out again yet this weekend. It could be Thursday. Or Friday. Today's Thursday. I still have a few things I need to finish. Some compliance issues I need to do. One of them being my medical checkup. So I need to do something with that today. I need to run down to the hospital and get something taken care of. But I'm feeling confident from looking at these numbers. Very, very confident that we have a formula for knowing when things are profitable and when they're not worth our time. I'd appreciate your comments, questions, criticisms, anything you got for me. But for now, that's all I got. Appreciate y'all watching. And see you next time. Peace.